Hello, hello, Plannerettes. How are you? Okay, let me get myself together. Um, so here's the thing. Is my hair a mess? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I had the alarm set for 3 a.m. because, I get up around about 4. It'll give me about an hour to sort of just sit and lay back and, get myself ready. But guess what I did? Where is my alarm? I set it. Oh, let's go back to here. I set it for 3 a.m. But it just turned it on just then. It was like that. And so that's why it didn't go off. So it's not so much my alarm. Well, my alarm didn't go off for the time that I had it set. It went on right at 5 o'clock when I was supposed to be here. And I'm thinking, oh no, I am late. So I appreciate you all being here and keeping keeping everyone company. So let's quickly have a look. So while I gathered myself, this is the beauty of having things already set up, ready to go. I was able to turn the cameras on, the lights on, get my planners all together and be able to say hello to all of you right now in the live. So thank you. I appreciate you all being here. So let's quickly have a look who's here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I think I saw, let me see. I saw Cindy. Of course. Hello, Cindy. How are you? Nice to see you. And let's make sure I've got, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hello, Cindy. Nice to see you. Brenda is here. Hello, Brenda. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Hello, hello. I'm going to slowly gather myself and say hello to everyone in the chat. And then, hello, Kokoro. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. And Tracy, hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. Oh, I appreciate you letting me know to take my time. Yes, but I was actually quite good. I got here the 10 to 15 minutes that I said I did. Thank you so much. All right, now who else is here? I did see some. Susan, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. And let's quickly go down the list. Hey, 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 hey. Excellent. I think, did I get everybody? Ronnie Cat, hello, Ronnie. How are you? Nice to see you. No rush. Take your time. Oh, you're all so beautiful. Angela, hello. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Silence Deluxe. Now, I know YouTube has been playing around with everyone's handle name. So please remind me if you're signing from a different account, Silence, let me know your first name. And then that way we can all get going. Now, my lips are dry. Can I just tell you, I'm actually in the same t-shirt I was yesterday. So here's the thing. Josh, the older one, said to me very early in the morning, Mom, sorry about the late notice, but my friends' parents are having a little get together to help celebrate us, the parents, for our children. Well, they're not children anymore, they're young adults, for doing such a great job for their last year of high school. All my older son and his friends have done well academically, socially, emotionally, and mentally, and they are part of such a wonderful group of young people. And so one of the mums and dads had a little get together for a couple of hours. There were snacks, cheese, and all these things, and a little bit of wine. Marianne does not normally drink. I don't normally drink anymore. I used to when I was in, my 20s and 30s, but, and not that I had to drink, but I wanted to drink. So I had a couple of glasses of wine. I was going to say bottle, just a couple of glasses of white wine. And when I got home later, got a sleepy nap, and then my worst, I call it the wine headache. Anyone else here get the wine headache? Well, I got the wine headache and it was painful. So that'll remind me not to to go and drink too much. Let me just center myself here. Tanya, hello, it's Tanya. Thank you so much, Tanya. All right, give me a thumbs up or click that thumbs up button if you are ready to go. So today what we're doing, so bear with me if I'm trying to figure out what we are doing today. I'm going to set up my Hobonichi Cousin weekly spread. Now, I did buy already the Hobonichi for 2026, but for those of you who are in the know, that does not start, the weekly page does not start until 1st of January, or at least 20, let's have a look. I think it doesn't start until the 29th of December here, okay? As you can see here, 29th of December to January 4th. So what am I talking about that I have to go and get this started? Well, I did a little bit of hacking, a little bit of MacGyver. So just before we go on, this is my A5 Filofax Camden organizer in the color olive. This is faux leather, so do check out the description. I have an affiliate discount code if you want to check it out. You can use it on UK, US, and European site, Filofax website, and you can get 10, 20, or 30% off depending on what you have in your cart. So the faux leather Filofax Camden organizer is faux leather. So which means you can get 20% off by using Marianne20. This is not a sponsored video. They were kind enough to give me these affiliate discount codes. So you, my lovely plannerettes, if you wanted to check out their website, you can also get and grab the Filofax. Okay, so let's have a look. Are we all good? Are we here? Let me just know the chat is a little bit silent, and that's just given me a little bit of anxiety to see whether things are working or not. So in here, I house my ring planner pages. So I'm still going to do planner inserts throughout the year using all these different planner inserts. And if you are on my email list, you would have gotten an email from me last night saying that there is a 25% off all planner inserts at mariannecresp.com. So do check that out. It will be on until later tonight for, just to celebrate Cyber Monday. Normally I don't have big sales that corresponds with everyone else's big sales. I just like to have a sale when I want to. But if you have been eyeing out any of my planner inserts, fun things like movies tracker, TV shows tracker, expense tracker in A5 and personal size, and there is also some Hobonichi things you can glue in your page. Do check that out, okay? So we good? If everyone is good? Excellent. So I can't use the Hobonichi 2026 yet because it doesn't start until 29th of December. So let me put this aside because I will show you what I will be using today. So I originally purchased Hobonichi Cousin. I purchased one in 2024. Unfortunately, I didn't stick to the whole year. I just I wanted the novelty of changing planner pages, planner layouts, but I'm going to try again for 2026. So of course I had plenty of planner pages in the back of it that I wasn't using. So I had some daily pages as well as some of the weekly spread just like this. So as you can see, this is not going to match up the dates, and that's okay because we're hacking it, we're MacGyvering it, and so that's what I'm going to do today. So let me know in the chat right now if you are watching, or of course if you are watching on replay, if you are going to be using Hobonichi in the new year or if you are using it now. Now here's the thing, a lot of you who have followed me follow me because of my A5 planner pages and my personal size ring planners, or you put it in your Happy Planner disc bound. Now you're probably going, Marianne, I don't use Hobonichi. What's the point of me hanging around? Well, first of all, you hang around for the chat. You hang around for the lovely Plannerettes community. But you can still take ideas, inspirations from what I do and apply it to whatever planner system that you have. Because a lot of the times we can just get inspiration by others using different planners and layouts. So hopefully you will still stay and hang around, because a lot of these things that I do, you know, you can go and use for whatever planner pages you have. So let me just show you what I mean. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. So I have the planner printables for A5 that looks like the Hobonichi weeks. All right, so it is inspired by the small grid, but what we're going to do today is I'm not going to use this weekly layout in the same manner as this way. So as you can see, it's got columns, but I don't use the time blocking. I think it's from 5 a.m. to 4 a.m. I don't use it in that because my day is not sort of structured by time blocks. So I'll show you what I do. Hello, Erica. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Okay, so the planner printable, as you can see, the back of it, it's an A5 size, and you can also print it for your letter or your Happy Planner Classic. You just got to change the paper setting in your printer. But this is what I've done. I don't know if I can actually, let me show you what it would look like blank, and then that way you get an idea of what it is. Okay, so you get planner printables already set out with little boxes just like this one. Okay, so as you can see, that's how I first started, and this is where the itch came from, you know, wanting to use the Hobonichi Cousin. So instead of having the whole column just like that, one of the big accounts on YouTube that uses this layout beautifully is Helen from the Coffee Monsters Co. She's so beautiful. I just love her style, but I tried that and it's not for me because I don't have enough things to fill it in, because a lot of times it's like sleep and work, and then that's it. And so I'm going to be using this setup. So you can still get a Hobonichi style weekly spread by not having a Hobonichi, because you can use it in A5 as well as, you know, if you want Happy Planner Classic or letter. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Are we good? Is that okay with you? Let me know if that's okay with you. Who else is here? Yvonne. Oh my goodness, Yvonne, where have you been, my darling? I miss you so much. Hopefully you are well. You and your sister Yvette are doing well. Let me quickly, where am I? Let me just make sure I have everything sorted out here. Let me quickly go have a look. So let me know, what have you been up to? Have you been doing anything exciting? Cheryl, hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Kokoro says, hello, I have numerous planner printables, including yours and Hobonichi weekly spreads, Cousin and Weeks, and I tried Hobonichi Cousin and Weeks a long time ago. Hope I build the habit of using my planner daily. What it is as well, I think for me, is the thing that can catch us and not use our planners, because this happens to me all the time, is the comparison. Because we compare our planner pages to other beautiful planners, and you should, you know, because then that's where you get ideas. But you shouldn't get stuck going, mine doesn't look like theirs and now I don't like it, because we need to get to love the way we use our planner for our purpose, for our lifestyle. So hopefully me too, Kokoro, hopefully that I am going to stick to my Hobonichi 2026 next year. That doesn't mean I can't still play around. It's important that we still are able to play, create fun and infuse joy into our planning. And sometimes, you know, we may not use our planner pages the same way that it is laid out, just like this. Okay, so let's have a look. This was last week. Let me see if I can zoom in as best as I can. Okay, so now because I actually don't have the frames for in this set out, I'm going to have to count. I have to go and have a look. Oh, where will I, you know, mark the pages? So you will see in real time how nice it is to actually already have the layouts set out just like I have. So one more time, sorry, I'm going back and forth. Let me show you the different different layouts that's in the my A5 printable. Okay, so you have one where you've got this big box, which is what I would use for a running to-do list. There's areas you can do your habits and routines and notes. So that's one layout. Again, the printables I have in the shop right now are 25% off. No code needed. As soon as you put it in the checkout, the discount will be applied. And then there's this setup as well. Okay, so it's already pre-framed. Hang on a second. Pre-framed and pre-boxed. All right, so that's how my printable will look. But today we got to go count some boxes and some grids and some lines. Let's have a look. Yvonne says, I've been going through a couple of challenges, but I am fine. This will be my first year using Hobonichi Weeks. You're addicted? Oh, yay, me too. I've got Hobonichi Weeks as well for my mood log. This is going to be a fun party for everyone. Oh, my voice is really croaky. Excellent. Look, you have to put up with a croaky voice maybe. Very early in the morning. I need to do my voice warm-ups. La, 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 la. Okay, here's the thing. If you have any planner pages that have, or even if you go back to any of your maybe planners, dated planners you have that already have the date, but you don't want the date on there. And if the paper allows it, you can use a Tombow Fudenosuke fine tip brush. So let me show you, where is it? This way. Okay, so it comes in a black barrel as well as a blue barrel. Can you see? And I think the black one is the soft tip. Let me have a look. Whoops. So I'm just going to cover, I'm running out of ink for this. Now you can go and put sticker over the top of any dated or any parts of your planner page that you want to cover. So I'm just going to cover that because of course we are not in May. Okay, let that dry. See how that I covered last week's one. Okay, so just do that. We'll let that dry. So these are the two Fudenosuke. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. So this one is the soft tip and this one is the hard tip. And depending on, you know, how well you are used to the different brushes, it's up to you. It's personal preference as well. Okay, so we'll let that dry. And next, I went and printed out, let me see if I can have, is it in here? I don't think it is. I bought digital stickers from Square Lime Designs on Etsy. And she also, well, actually, at the moment, Christina, I think it's Christina, she is not selling physical stickers, because I went to quickly have a look at her Instagram page, and she stopped that for a while for personal reasons, something's happening. And so you can still purchase digital stickers from Square Lime Designs on Etsy. She also does have her own website, but when I purchased these digital stickers from her, I bought it from Etsy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the days of the week and the dates with these. I think these are called the watercolor brush strokes. So what I did using what did I use? I used the Silhouette cutting machine, and there is the Silhouette Studio where you can go and, you know, customize your digital stickers. I customized different sizes of the watercolor. Oh, Susan's got some good news. I'm now down to 3 planners from 7. Susan, I think I caught the bug opposite to you. It looks like I'm increasing my planner, the number of planners that I am using. I love that. I'm so glad. Hopefully, now that you've, minimized the number of planners from 7 to 3, that it's not going to cause any friction or cause any anxiety. So here you go. So see how these are nice little like watercolor brush strokes. So I'm just going to use, so like I said, I use my Silhouette cutting machine to cut these. So what I did is I just copied and pasted, you know, I think there's, how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's quite a few different different colors and brush strokes, and then I just repeated it. So again, if you have any parts of whatever planner you're using at the moment that you don't want to, or you want to change it up, customize it a bit, stickers are your friends, okay? So I'm just going to cover these ones. I'm just using a precision tweezer to just cover as much of that top part as possible. Hey, you know what I was just thinking? I was just thinking, I am so good to get myself together with such such a short amount of time. For those of you just joining, the alarm went off at 5 o'clock and I was still asleep. And then I went, oh dear, you know, I got to go and get up and turn my cameras on, turn my computer on, and be here for you guys. And you're all kind enough to be patient and stay along. Now, what did I do for, what pen did I use? I'm going to use a felt tip pen. Okay, so whatever felt tip pen you have, depending on the you know, the brand, there's so many different ones there. I used to use felt tip pens a lot when I was bullet journaling back in my Bujo days in 2017 to 2019, I think. Yes, and so let me put this. So I'm just going to do the first 3 letters of the week, days of the week, and then that way I can also fit the date, okay? So who here is excited? For those of you in my US, my wonderful US friends, how did your Thanksgiving go? Let me know. Was it good? Monday. Oh, it's December for me. Oh my goodness. Here I am going, that's great. We got plenty of time for December, but it's now Monday. It's Monday here in Sydney, Australia, 5:37 a.m. and it is 1st of December. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, yes, guava. This is from H&M. Do you have H&M in the US? Let me know. Because yesterday, like I said, this is still the same t-shirt I wore yesterday. Did I sleep in my clothes last night? Yes. That's what happens when you have wine. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And so I actually bought it yesterday because, of course, you know, I rarely go out and meet people nowadays. And all my clothes, unfortunately, weren't fitting and I didn't feel comfortable. And they were a lot shorter and a lot narrower. And so I had a pair of jeans on and I wasn't happy. And so I quickly ducked down to the shops and bought myself this little t-shirt. So yeah, from H&M. And how's the thing? I love guava. What do we call it in Filipino, in Tagalog? Guava. What does guava? Oh, I can't even remember the Filipino word. If anyone's Filipino in the chat, let me know. I've forgotten. Guava. Guava, I don't know. Okay, let me just get this, the day and the date done. Oh, that is, look, already as is, okay? Looking so pretty. Now, of course, if the planner pages that you have, there's nothing to cover, go use your brush tip markers to lay down just different colors. See how easily, just by adding color like that, right, makes your planner pages pop. And you know, who was here saying that Yvonne was saying, you know, was it Yvonne? I think it was, yes, Yvonne, who's going to, the weeks, right? And so just adding color will make you want to, hopefully, you know, more so than not, make you happy to open your planner page rather than, you know. Now, of course, if you're a minimal planner, that is okay too. Got to make sure it fits the way you know, you set up and you embellish your pages the way your brain works, okay? And so, all right, let's quickly have a look. Yes, Erica says, that is awesome, Susan. Get it from 7 planners down to 3. Yes, so I love that shirt. Yeah, it went too fast. Your Thanksgiving, yeah. Yvonne says, Marianne, thank you for asking about Yvette. She is great. I'm going to Winnipeg, Manitoba for Christmas. It will be a twins Christmas and New Year's twinsies. I love that. Well, you make sure you say hello, and you too have a wonderful, you know, little holidays. I love it. We do have H&M, but I spend so much on planner supplies. So I don't need to tempt myself in clothing stores. Yes, this is probably the first thing I have bought in a long time. Because why? Because I buy myself stationery, and I buy myself pens, and I buy myself. So I know what you mean, Erica. I have been buying more stationery than anything else as well. So that's right. Bayabas. Thank you. I love it. I love it. Bayabas. Oh, yes. I like both the green one, so it's not ripe yet, and so it's got that hard crunchiness, and not too soft, ripe ones. So yes, so that looks awesome. Thank you, Bayabas. That's the one. Are you Filipino, Erica? I can't remember, and sometimes I can't. Let me know. Okay, there. Okay, that's it. That's done. No, of course not. That's not done. All right. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? So now remember. So this. Let me show you my inspo setup. Let me zoom out a bit so you can see. Okay, this is my inspiration. Okay, so this was my mock-up. That's how it's from this. We're gonna turn it into this. And remember the planner printables that I have, it's already got the frame boxes, so you can just follow along. But today I'm going to count with you, or at least let you know where to start. Let's have a look. So for this, I am going to use, I think I'm going to use the, so these are my felt tip markers. So this 06 number, I don't know if that's the nib size or just the size. They're a lot thicker, as you can see here. I don't want it that thick. We have H&M on Canada too. Yes, so I love because they've got just plain t-shirts, big t-shirts, and you got, you know, the different prints. I'm normally, as you see me here, I normally have just plain colored you know, t-shirts, but I thought I wanted something new. So I'm going to use, this is the Tombow Blend, or is this Tombow or Zebra? Blend 4S, and it has 4 ink, black, red, green, blue, but I use it for the mechanical pencil, okay? So if you have one of these and we're not aware that this, the S, so it's the plus, okay? It has 4 ink plus a pencil. So the pencil bit, you click on the clip, this little clip here, it moves. And if you press down, that is how you dispense the little lead pencil inside. Okay, so you can see. So a lot of people who have watched me in the past were not aware when they purchased this. Now there is, just do note, it has to be the plus S, because there's one that looks exactly the same and it just says blend and there is no pencil. Okay, so just be mindful. You might have this and go, mine doesn't have a pencil. It's the Blend 4+S version that will have the mechanical pencil. Erica is American Filipina. Oh my God, I just noticed your screen frame has a washi tape on the corner. Yes, over there. I thought it was the table. Yep, that's my little, so, you know, we gotta add a little bit of flair into our pages here. And just as a little side note, if you are a content creator, and so this one is at 10:30. I'm going to look at, so if we look 10:30, I'll just do this for a second. if you are a content creator and you go on YouTube or Instagram and you want to up your game of live streaming, not just live streaming, but also recording, and be able to put this lovely, can you see the frame? It moves. The gradient color moves. Okay, and then you can put text. And yes, what I did is I put little cute washi, because, you know, we love washi tapes here as well. So Ecamm Live, the software I use, it's a software for Mac, is how I am able to, you know, go from one layout, put your wonderful comments in live on screen. Okay, so Ecamm Live is having a 40% off for annual plan for their new users. And so just let you know, in case you're one of these who are like, want to go and, you know, try content creation or YouTubing, or if you're already a YouTuber. Okay, so for my frames, if you are using the Hobonichi Cousin weekly layout, look, as you can see there, it's, I hacked it, I haven't glued it down. If you go the line between 10 and 11, which is 10:30, so you just put a little pencil line, because that is where our boxes are going to start. Okay, so that's where we'll do that, because the top part of it, I want that for my top priority or any timed events or appointments. So that's how I'm going to use my Hobonichi weekly layout in the Cousin. So if you're following along, I've divided my page. So top half is top priorities or known events, and then the bottom half is where I'm going to create these little boxes. All right, so just put a line. Of course, for you, you may want to start a little bit lower, or you may want to take up the whole page, but you can customize it. And the beauty is, if you don't like this layout, you can start again nice and fresh the following week. Look, my little page is falling apart. That's okay. That's okay. We've got the whole 4 weeks to just play around with this until I am in my Hobonichi weeks. So then the next thing is I'm going to create a box for my, what do you call it? For my 7 key areas of focus. So let me quickly have a look. So this one is the 5 o'clock mark, which is 1700 hours. Okay, so that's the first box we are going to create. Okay, because this layout is going to be a little bit different. We're just going to swap it around. I'm going to have the focus week on this side. So grab your felt tip pen or whatever black ink you have and just follow along. So remember the 10:30 line, and for me, I actually love the beauty of the wobbly lines. See, you just did a wobbly line there. But you can, of course, use a ruler if you want to make your lines nice and straight. And then here, I'm going to create what I call a little lift. It's like as if this little frame is going to lift up the page. And so we're going to round that corner. So just round it. Can you see? And then just continue the line on the side. All right. And then to make it look like it's the page is lifting off, you're just going to create this little, I guess, like upside down heart, top of a upside down heart, or a little peach. Okay. And then that's it. That you created a frame. Now this frame you can use on any of your planner pages. Hang on a second. I'm just going to go and scratch my nose and get myself off camera, so then I am not looking funny. I've got an itchy nose. And then first thing in the morning as well, I do have the air conditioning on because it is very warm here already in Sydney. Well, 1st of December, it's already our summer season. Okay, 1st of December is the summer season. Okay, and because now I have the rest here, if we go at the 2:30 mark, okay, so here you can continue our frame right to the bottom. But what I'm going to do is I want to add some washi tape, okay, again, to embellish. So the line that you want to create a frame around is from 5:30 or 17:30 hours up down to the 2:30 mark. Okay, now this time I want to do the little curl of the page over here in this corner. So before we get to the end, we're going to round it. And again, you don't have to be precise with your line, because what happens sometimes, if when we're setting up our planner page and we want, it looks perfect from the start, then we're going to be a little bit more critical of ourselves when we start using it. So when we write something down and it's not right, well, then we're going to be a little bit more critical of ourselves. Sheila, hello. Hi, Marianne. Hope you're having a blessed day. Hi, I'm enjoying. So I've been popping on your live from time to time, silently watching in the background, but I am loving. Hopefully you and your family had a beautiful Thanksgiving holiday. Okay, so on here, so there's the two that I have so far. I'm going to use this for my key areas of focus, my 7 habits. This one I'm going to use as a running to-do list for just home and personal tasks. Next, we're going to create a couple of more different frames here. So we're going to use this as a guide, but before I do, I'm going to use a pencil because I'm going to, so again, the 10:30 mark, okay, and then the 5 o'clock mark, I'm going to create a box, a little box right here, okay. There's one little box and then a tiny little box over here. So just for, maybe positive affirmations, maybe some a reminder for yourself. And then I'm going to create another running to-do list at the bottom right here. So the beauty of having the Hobonichi Hobonichi Cousin weekly spread, and if you want to go and customize it instead of using it as a time block column, is you can create whatever boxes you want. You're not confined to, sticking to this side. You can make it bigger, right? My running to-do list here, it took up the full length of the page. I had my focus area. See, if you get bored, like if you like this layout, continue again the following week. But if you get bored, you can go and change it up. And so I am hoping that is what I'm going to do for the year 2026 in my Hobonichi Cousin. Now, here's the thing, because I've been sort of binge watching Helen, the Coffee Monster Co.'s videos from, recent ones as well as her previous ones. I thought, can I do the time blocking that she does on the Hobonichi Cousin? Okay, then I made the page lift up here. This one I just left as a rectangle because sometimes you don't want to be doing exactly the same thing over and over, because then, you want a little bit of variety. And then this one, I'm going to make the corner lift up off on this here corner here. So whether you have a Hobonichi Cousin, Weeks, Original, or whatever planner page you have, A5, Ring Planner, Personal, Happy Planner, Classic, whatever you have, you can create these frames in it yourself. You don't have to, let me show you what I did. Where is, what I've started to do. So this is my Hobonichi Original. Again, I hacked it by pulling some of the blank pages I had from previous one. So this is how I'm going to be using my daily page. Okay, see how you can create frames and boxes? Like, I didn't fill that out and I still haven't, but by making frames and, coloring every second line, you can add some variety. Okay, you can even put sticky note flags to, if you want to have add a bit of pop of color, but you don't want to highlight or color the whole page. Grab your old sticky notes. So I had purchased these from Daiso for, a long time ago, probably a couple of years, and I wasn't using it. Okay, so this is your opportunity before the new year starts or right now, and have some fun. Go and have a look at your stationery stash and go, what can I use in my planner page that I haven't used? I think one of these, maybe not this one, but I have done so in the past, where the width of it, right, as you can see, the width of it is too wide. What you can do very carefully, and not a plastic ruler, maybe a metal ruler, and grab your craft knife and just customize it, you know, trim off some of the edges so then it will fit beautifully. If this width here fits beautifully, perfectly on the Hobonichi original. Okay, so this is your time, you know, to go and just have a look. Have a look at what you have and play around with it. And so instead of maybe like me buying new stuff all the time, go and grab some of your, shop your own stash, as they say. All right, let's quickly have a look. I like how you make your square with a page lift on the corner. Doesn't it? It makes it look so good. Yeah, it makes it look great. And it's just, instead of, let's say, okay, there's the, all right, there's just one there. That in itself is good too. I'll show you how you can, even if it's just a plain rectangular without the page lift, I'll show you as well how that can be embellished. I'm just going to use a gray Tombow. I think I have to get a darker gray because I'm just layering it twice, 2 layers. And to make that lift look even better is by creating a shadow. Okay, so just go underneath the bottom and then on the right hand side, so it looks like light is coming from this way and creating a shadow. So you don't have to be, you know, exact or scientifically exact that goes, the light's coming from here, so I've got to create shadows on that side. It doesn't. But for me, I like that the shadow is at the bottom of the page and the right hand side. If you want, you can make it look like the light is coming from this side and you do it the opposite way, okay? So see how right now, just with the monitor, that little gray shading, this is the N95. There are darker grays as well. This is the cool tone, a cool tone gray. And I'm just going to put on the side here, this is where I'm going to have my workout schedule. Have I been working out? No, but every time I'm going to create a schedule because maybe maybe one day I will actually do some workout. I didn't do any workout last week. Well, not unfortunately, but my mind, my mindset was not in its right place. I was having so much self-doubt. I was questioning whether I was good enough. You know, should I keep going with content creation? And so then I'll be good. You know, I'll give myself, you know, as I tell a lot of you, is just do one thing. So, you know, I clean up, I go for a walk, I enjoy my time, I go out and meet with new friends. And so that has been helping me get out of my negativity, my self-doubt, and, you know, all that limiting belief. But yeah, my mindset has just been really, really quite low. And, you know, but here's the beauty of putting the things that I have spoken to you all about, taking breaks, looking after yourself, making sure you're doing stuff like drinking water, going for a walk, cleaning up and tidying up your place, enjoying community, you know, gathers like this. What it has done is it helped me bounce a lot better and a lot quicker than what I used to be able to, where I could take days to get myself out of a funk, you know. And so, of course, for a lot of us, you know, the festive season, the silly season, can cause quite a bit of, you know, trauma. It can cause a little bit of anxiety, and so it's important that you are putting something in place to get you, you know, just doing anything, just doing one little thing. It doesn't have to be major. It can be as simple as adding, stickers or washi tapes, or going back through your previous blank pages, oops, and just, creating little frames and then highlighting every second line. How does this help? You go, Marianne, how does coloring in one little page and creating boxes and doing the uplifting thing? See, look, I was feeling a bit meh, meh, meh. Yesterday was a good day. Okay, I'll color that in later. How does that help with my mindset? Well, it stops you, right? It halts you, right? It stops you, makes you focus on the page, grabbing what pen, whatever you have, and just concentrating, being in the moment, outlining. Okay, even if it's only 10, 20 seconds, it's going to get you out of your head, down on paper, and what they call being mindful. Okay, just do one thing. What's that one thing? Whatever it is that, folding up the blanket that's on the couch. Yes, those little breaks can turn your whole day around. Yeah, it might not be the best day still. You might still have those anxious thoughts, but it gets you out. It's sort of like that, the reframing, the flipping the switch, or, turning off all the tabs on your computer because it's running very slowly. Okay, so now look at that. That looks nice, but we ain't leaving it at that, because I'm going to get inspiration. I'm going to continue the same theme. So if you watched my latest video just the other day, I already embellished my Hobonichi weeks. So my Hobonichi weeks, I am encasing in this traveler's notebook in the regular size, because again, 2024 was the day I experimented with different planners. And so, it's a shame because these are expensive. These covers, leather covers are so expensive. And it was a shame that it was sitting there all by itself, not being used. And I went, will it fit my Hobonichi weeks? Well, yes, sir. Yes, sir, it does. Okay, so I have put my Hobonichi weeks. I bought the dotted version, hardcover 2026. And what I'm using this for is for my mood log, because like I've just mentioned, my mood is can get dysregulated very quickly from 0 to 100. And by noting, first of all, how I'm feeling in the morning, all right, so I write down how I feel and why. It's important to know why you're feeling that way, because however you're feeling right now, it is valid. It's neither good nor bad. You're feeling cranky because of something. You're feeling upset because of what someone said. You're feeling disappointed because you didn't get the things that you wanted. Or you are feeling wonderfully amazing because, yay, it's 1st of December and now we're going into the Christmas and holiday season, whatever it is. Okay, so it is valid. Do not, disregard it and just go, come on, and try and shake it off. Sometimes you just have to sit with your feelings like I do. But then don't let it freeze you for too long. So how I feel and why, and what can I do to make myself, the day, feel better. I've got my mood log. So it was, hey, I had a good week, Monday 17th to the 23rd. And then last week, there it is. So there was my dip. Felt sad. No, this one I felt angry. I was just like, me against the world, okay? And a lot of meh kind of day. So it's like neither here nor there. Wasn't good, wasn't bad. It was just down the line. And then I use a Kina print stickers. So this is Lola, the character from Kina Prints. So again, digital stickers that I printed on sticker back paper and used my silhouette cutting machine to cut it out. And then this is the layout I'm doing for this week, the new week, okay? I thought I very rarely, embellish my page based on the season, whether weather season or holiday season. But I thought I had, it's over there, I had seen at my local Kmart a pack of 10 Christmas washi tapes. And I went, you know what? let's do it. Let's make this whole December Christmassy theme. So I picked these two from the pack of 10. So then I layered it at the bottom here with the little red dotted, and then this cute little bow. So I don't want to get it too Christmassy until Christmas, because there's also Santa Claus, there's Christmas gifts, and I think there's gingerbread or elves. So I thought we'll keep it still Christmassy colors, but then have the cute pink, red, green, and bow. So that's how I did it. I used that, and then I picked, well, for here, I picked this King Art brush tip pen. Let's have a look. Where's the other green one? I think this one. Okay. So instead of using stickers, I just used markers and just highlighted the side there, and then just put the felt tip pen, make the day of the week and the dates pop out again. Okay, but I'm not going to use these colors for my new week because they're too dark. Because the way I'm going to embellish it, you watch in a second, it's just going to be too harsh on the page. Here it's fine because it's only a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use instead these Tombow markers, so they still coordinate beautifully with the pink and the red of the bow. So this is Blush 772, if you also want to use the same one, and I think 192, I think maybe Sage. Okay, so those are the two. So what I like to do when I embellish is I pick the washi tape that I want to use and then do a swatch of the do a swatch of my brush markers that will coordinate well. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use for this week's Cousin Weekly. And then I'm also, as you can see here, the red and green line. So I might use my Pentel Energel 0.5 gel pens. So we'll see where I use that. Okay, so we're going to make sure that it coordinates. I like for my Hobonichi Cousin, or if you have in A5, you've seen me in the past, if I have a A5 layout and then I also use a personal, I try and use the same theme for the same week. So then they're cohesive. It gives me an extra opportunity to just embellish another set of planner pages. So it's really good. Erica says, we don't have Kmart here. I do miss it dearly though. It feels like it got replaced by Target, but I feel like it had better inventory than I preferred. So yeah, so here for our Kmart, so it's a variety store. For here, our Kmart and Target have actually combined. So they nearly have the same, they have the, well, stationery wise, they have exactly the same thing. Those dotted lines add so much, right? And again, the beauty of doing the dotted, yes, they may take longer, right? It may take longer for you to do the dots, but the beauty of it is another wonderful mindset opportunity. All right, so I'm just going to see, bear with me, I'm going to go off camera. I'll show you the washi tape. So of course, December is only, or Christmas time is only, do I have I don't have my lip balm. My lips are drying. Okay, here is the set of washi. All right, so look, you got the holly, Christmas gift, Christmas stars, Santa, gingerbread, hollies, and candy cane. So I'm looking forward to embellishing my pages for the upcoming weeks. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go first use. Okay, see how this is the reason why I left a little bit of space at the bottom, is so then I can go and embellish it with washi stickers. And because that width is much wider than the width of my washi, is I can do some layering. So if you have a lot of washi tape that you barely use and you go, how am I going to, and then you keep buying more. Am I speaking about myself? Yes, I am. This is a great way for you to go and use up. It's actually a wonderful feeling to finish up a roll of washi that you may have had for all this time, and then you finally get to use it. I think I've heard other people talk about stickers and washi tape and how, you know, we love all these washi tapes, but then we sort of like, oh, I don't want to use it. But it's like, well, what's the purpose of having washi tapes and stickers if you're not using it? Okay, so there we go. Now we can layer our washies. Look at that. I'm just targeted a little bit just to add a little bit of dimension. So then it's sort of like, and I was trying to keep the bows intact. All right, so there's one there. Now, do I have, I don't have, I'll probably have a look. No, that's okay. I was going to see if I could fit a really skinny washi tape up there. That is okay. All right, so at the moment you go, well, Marianne, that's not very Christmassy theme yet, is it? Because then I used, I could have used actually the pink and the green and alternated the colors, but I wanted to use these stickers. So we're still going to add a little bit of rainbow to our red, pink, and green theme. So the next thing is what I'm going to do is, let me start off this side. So this side I'm going to use as my running to-do list based on the Alistair method. So remember this box here, if you're following along with your Hobonichi Cousin weekly, it's from the 5:30 mark. Is that right? 12, yeah, 5:30 to the 2:30. And then we're just going to divide up this page, miss 2 lines, and then make sure that's the wrong one, 03. And then we're going to just create a heading for the top. Okay. And let's have a look. How did you get your weeks tabs to line up so perfectly? Weeks tab is on my Hobonichi weeks. That is so pretty. Thank you, Tracy. Agree. So pretty. And not yet done, right? Not yet done. We can leave it as is, but it's not yet done. Do you mean the side tabs of this one? Okay, so this one again, Erica, this is the square lime design mini gray tab. Okay, a lot of, you know, how did I get it all lined up perfectly? A lot of lining up, unsticking and resticking. I think I did. Did I do the tabs of this on camera? I think there is a video. You would have seen me go unstick, restick, unstick, restick. And so, yeah, so this one, she's gifted. That's how, yes, the tabs on the hobo. Yeah, so I think I did a live application of my tabs, and you would have seen me go, I know I tell you guys, done is better than perfect, but I would be like, nope, nope, nope. So yeah, it was just really just playing with it and just making sure. So yeah, have a look at that video and just really lining it up. But a lot of times, where is it? Got my precision tweezers, and then just like, oh no, that's too close together, or the top of the tabs weren't lining up. So yes, it is called sticking and unsticking. All right, so there you go. Yes, it does look, I was very happy with it in the end. I think there was some there that I went, oh, it's not lined up properly, but you know, I made do with that. But yes, yes, it's called tweezers, and it's called the printer paper that I used to print my stickers on. It's just a packaging, you know, a packaging sticker, and it's so good that, well, not so good, but it's like, it's one of those that's not permanently, you know, set. So yes, I love it. Okay, I will have to look up the replay of those tabs. All the resticking that you did was worth it. Yoo-hoo! Yay! Way, way, yes, I was very proud of that one, and I also did my there you go, for what is this one? Original. There's the original there, and so yes, and I made time for it, you know. So don't do it when you're like in a hurry. Because when you do that, then it's of course that's when you're going to get frustrated and maybe rip off your page. Okay, so which color should I use this one? Look, let's use the blush. Okay, so this is my running to do week. And here I'm going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We can leave it as is, but why? We can go and add some color. So every second line, so we're going to miss the first column, and then we're going to lay color every second line, 4 of them. I'll show you why, okay? So again, doesn't matter if it's going to be, your line's going to be wonky, that adds the beauty. And that's why you get lighter colors instead of darker colors. Okay, so then from the bottom to the top, okay, and then miss a line or miss a column, and then get another one, all right, and then miss a column. So that's 3. So you just want to do 4. Miss a column, and then there we go. Oh, actually, I should have continued that. I just went stop there. I went, oh, that's not the whole. So let's just continue that to the top. So then when we're marking down our to-do list, just like here, we'll know, when we go, is that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Okay, so the separation of the lines allows you to see what day of the week that you are on. And then just to frame it, okay, that looks nice. And then what we can do is when we can color in this section. Okay, maybe that bit there. So again, whatever takes your fancy, will allow that to dry for a little bit. And then this one is another running to-do list. So I'm going to separate for this week my tasks for personal, you know, home, versus my content creation task. Okay, and let me just before I do that, so this one I'm going to do in a different color. Okay, so then that'll pick up the pinks and greens from your washi tape. So miss the first line or first column, and then just every second line and do 4 of those. Okay, there we go. I feel like I stick and unstick so much it loses adhesion. Yes, so be very careful. But also, pencil is your friend. Very light mechanical pencil is your friend. So, you know, sometimes what I'll do is I'll make a tiny little mark on the side, okay? And then, oh no, look, is this gonna, oh, phew, doesn't matter, okay? That's all right, it's okay. See, I went, I'll put the pink first instead of the green. That's okay, Marianne. Don't look at it too much. Once we start writing over it, it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It'll be fine. All right, so those are my running to-do list. So here I'm going to use this color, or was it that color? No, I'm going to use the 06. Okay, so this is the 06. Again, I'm not sure if this is the size of the nibs or just the size of the pens, because it's the thick days of the week and the date up there to just continue sort of like and balance out. So when you're looking at planner pages, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right, what pens and thickness you use, but that will just help me balance out the thickness. So the top and the middle. So here I'm just going to put tasks, and then I'm just, because this is not thick enough, I'm just thickening it up a little bit by just going over the lines twice for each letter. Okay, there we go. Tasks. Make sure that I'm spelling it correctly, because this one, you know, there's no covering it up. Task, and this one I'm going to put content. Okay, so for my content creation, either here on YouTube or on Instagram. Let me know, do you follow me as well on Instagram? Content. All right, and of course, if you're new here and you're just watching on the sideline, hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so there we go. All right, same thing again. You do not have to have the Hobonichi Cousin to be able to do these little boxes. So if you are finding, whatever dated planner or bound planner you have, and you have a weekly spread like this in with columns, and you find you are not using it for its intended purpose, like, you know, the time blocking, create little boxes like this. It doesn't have to be the whole page like I have done, but what you can do is create little, you know, area that will help you, you know, frame it and make it stand out on the page. All right, so that's for my content, my task and content. So if I have anything coming up, I'm just going to write it down. So I'll make sure to pop in the link how to use a running to-do list based on the Alistair method. So I still have my tasks front of mind and my content on one page. So then anything that comes up along the week, it's, as the name suggests, a running to-do list. I just start adding, okay? So then this side, I'm going to just, this is just for whatever little notes, again, positive affirmation. I'm going to use the blush again. So every second line, horizontally, just color it in, okay? Now we can leave it at that, but why when we can go and make it a check pattern? So again, every second line and the last bit there. Look, we've just transformed that box from plain old framed one to colorful one. And then just grab a felt tip, and here's the what I said, you know, you can leave it as is, or you can embellish it by putting, you know, like a little peg-like embellishment. And because we use the same thickness pen, see how now we're balancing it out on the page. Because a lot of the times too, I think this is for me personally, when a planner page, when I'm embellishing it doesn't work, it's, you know, the compositions and the balance and the colors and all of that. But you will know, you will get to know that when you go and experiment. Okay, so when something doesn't work and you go, that's it, I've given up, I'm not doing embellishments anymore because it doesn't look as good as someone else's that I see on Pinterest, on Instagram, on YouTube. But you got to experiment. You're going to have weekly pages that you go, I'm not as happy as, well, I mean, I was happy with this one, but you know, you're going to get, I'm not as happy with that one. Guess what? You've got a new week to start a new layout. Okay, so don't be so hard on yourself that, you know, you don't do anything else. Okay, this one, what I'm going to do to pick up the red and green, this is where I think I'm going to use my red and green gel pen. I'm going to make it look like a notebook. Okay, so let's start with the red. Again, I'm not going to use a ruler because we're just going to, right? So I've just created a margin. And then with the green one, I'm going to line every line there. So now it's starting to look like notebook paper. So then you can do this with big frames, little frames. So if you want to add a little bit of variety to your planner pages or your frames, you can then do that. And then here, this one, I'm going to, so I've been doing skippings. I think it's going to be, because it's a lot smaller space, I'm going to use the smaller, what do you call this? Smaller nibs. So I've been trying to do skipping, just 100 skips a day, as you can see here. Okay, just for my cardio, because you know, I want to make sure I'm looking after myself. So recently I found, you know, that I have mild hypertension, so I'm taking medication for that. But you know, while I'm able, while I can, of course, you know, for you, skipping may not be for you, because sometimes, you know, jumping may put a strain on your knees or your joints. And so whatever, you know, whatever movement you can do to look after your health, because health heart is actually a big cause of health issues for women. They say, so don't quote me on this, this is from what I read, they say more so than all the cancers combined. So, you know, it's yeah, we have to look up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so I'm very mindful because both my mom and my grandma on my mom's side, you know, had high blood pressure. And I think my grandma on my dad's side and my dad as well, you know, when he was in his 30s, and, you know, had a stroke. And so it's really important that we, when we're able to, put whatever movement, it's just easy, quick walking, you know, do wall push-ups while you're waiting for your coffee to brew or your kettle to boil. Do, you know, your own weight squats. Just do one. All right, that's it, one. Tomorrow maybe do two. And so it's really important when we're able. We don't want to wait until we're sick to start looking after ourselves, because all these things that's happening right now, that whether we're moving or not moving, that can impact us in our later years. So don't wait until we're 70 or 80 to go, oh, well, my doctor says I've got to look after myself. Let's look after ourselves now. And this is where all the mindfulness and the well-being and the self-care all come in bit by bit, okay? Because if you're, you know, suddenly the doctor goes, well, you've got to get fit. And then you got to now work harder for it. So let's ease into it. Okay. Oh my God, just when I thought your notebook paper couldn't get cuter, it just did. Yes. Boom. I love it, right? So you got this one. And how good would this look if you also did, let me see, do I have it here? Okay, see, look, this was my swatching of my, how to see which colors. See how I was swatching all my different markers to see which one would fit beautifully. Okay, so here's this. What about if we do, let's just do this one. So when it comes to, you know, whatever page you have now, getting ready for Christmas or your holiday season, because I know we have different religious things here, beliefs. So what you can do is, if you have the one way, you could go whoop, 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 and you got to make those noises when you draw. And then you can go the other way with the coordinating color. And now you have, okay, even better is, okay, so see how the horizontal thick line is pink? Use the other opposite marker, if you have the fine tip, and then go in between, and now you can create your checkered. And then the other way, okay, so whatever it is, the thickness in one color, go the opposite color and go in between with the thin line, and then create, look at that. Look at that. Look at that, right? Even that on its own, instead of having a plain Post-it note, right now, I mean, it's probably, let's see, because I don't want to waste that. And I didn't cut it out. I didn't create it. Let me just go and, so wouldn't that be lovely? Your own little notes for, you know, your kids in their lunchbox or whatever. Mommy loves you. Oh, right? So you can go and embellish plain old, I mean, this one is grid. I do love the grid. But you can embellish plain old Post-it notes, and you can even use that as the gift tags, you know, gift tags, and create different colored checkered. Wow, that's really creative and cute. Okay, so look, if I wanted, that would have been lovely as well. Okay, whatever color, experiment. And the beauty with the experimentation is it's all mindfulness activity. All right, so they've got skips, tasks, content. This one I'm going to leave as notes. What else here? Or just positive affirmation. I'm going to get the green and just this one now make it horizontal. Okay. And again, doesn't have to be precise. And let's grab the thicker one and put notes. You know, sometimes you go, oh, where can I write that down? I don't have a space to write down. Or, you know, you can put this as, you can put it as next week. You know, if you've got stuff that you need to write for next week, You can do notes. Now this one is, so if you've been following me for a while, you know I use the Wheel of Life methodology by Zig Ziglar, where he says, try and do some tiny little habits and routine in 7 key areas of focus: spiritual, mental, physical, finance, family, career, and home or family. Okay, so not that you have to try and do, habits and routines for those each and every time or be 100%, but you don't want to turn around, let's say 6 months down the line and your health is suffering, or your finance, you're spending too much on stationery, right? So it's important that you are doing something, even if it's small, for your activities. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start on this side because it's just the way my visual. So this is where I'm going to have my weekly habit tracker. So let me quickly have a look here. See, this is how it's going to look like. I need to have it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th. Okay, let me see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th. So every second line, I'm just going to do this. Okay, whoops. And I think I'm going to use the green. I'll show you in a sec what I'm doing and the reason behind it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the 7 habits, and then column wise 7 for 7 days of the week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, this is probably, you're probably going, what are you doing, Marianne? I'm going to create a little bar graph, okay? Because this is going to symbolize to me how well I did with the 7 habits that I had said to myself I would love to do to ensure I'm creating a nice balanced wheel. Because what he says, Zig Ziglar says in the Wheel of Life methodology is, let's say, you're working so hard on your career, okay? But then you've neglected your family, or you've neglected your social life, or, your friends. Then later on in life, you might be sad because now you've concentrated so much on your career, your family doesn't hang around with you, and then your social life suffers. Or let's say you love learning, okay? So you learn, you're studying, that's for your mental well-being, but you're actually not taking action, all you do is learning all the time. And then, of course, then you are not moving yourself forward, let's say in, if you're learning about how to advance in your career. What other things? If you don't look after your physical well-being, okay? So here you are, you're working, you're like looking after your finance all the time, but then your physical well-being and you get sick, then the wheel is flat on one side. So a flat wheel doesn't function well. So that's where his methodology comes in, okay? So I like to have, so for spiritual, for you, that could be, reading your Bible. For me, it's my meditation. So I use an app this week. I use an app to help, guide me with meditation this week. Okay, so this little area here is where I'm going to mark, have I done let me zoom in a little bit better. Okay, so this is where I'm going to mark whether I've completed the task. So here, as you can see, I meditated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days out of the week. And then because, again, it's front of mind, it's in my face, it's going to remind me, oi, Marianne, have you got yourself outside? Have you walked outside today? Have you meditated? So the meditation is one of these things that I actually, at first, before I did my meditation, just following, the Headspace app. So there's many little apps that you can follow, but I use Headspace. The reason why I started using it was when my older son So I think it was in 4th grade or grade 4. The school says, okay, when they're this age, they can walk to school by themselves. And because here where we live, it's just I think just a block. The school was is a block away from where we live, but it has a 4-lane major road, and it's a hill as well. So he has to cross the street, to get to school. And he said, Mom, can I go to walk to school by myself? Or you don't need to take me. And you know how kids now, they want to be independent and don't want mommy to walk them to school anymore. Such a sad moment for parents when you're you raise them to be able to be independent, have their own mind, but then when they want to not have you around, because you're not as cool as their friends anymore, it's a sad moment. So and then of course my mind, being how it's wired, would conjure up all these bad thoughts, and I went, I can't live my life this way. I can't have those negative thinking or just intrusive thoughts coming into my head. And so I went, what can I do to help me move my thinking away from that? And that is where meditating, because meditating is not about the crossing your legs, the and doing namaste. It's about what activity can you do to help you bring you in the moment. So guess what we're doing now, this is all mindfulness. Meditate, right? Because you have to focus on what you're doing right now. You have to go and make sure you're spelling everything correctly, make sure you're lining things up. Learn. You're lining things up. And when you're in the moment, focusing, being mindful rather than mindless, then you are not worrying about the past, the shoulda, woulda, coulda. Why aren't I further ahead? Why don't I have a lot of money? Why aren't I skinny? Why am I not, a manager of work, blah, blah, blah. Or worry about the future. What if it doesn't work out? What if it fails, right? So my anxiety is about the future. What if I don't make enough money to be able to look after my family, my parents, my children, or, be a good friend. Okay, so that's what my focus area is. So mindfulness is just about bringing yourself in the moment. Okay, and here I'm going to do now the days of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, very tiny. Here I'm going to do as well Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And here, this is the reason why I purchased myself, because, my local stationery store Milligram was having a 20% off. And I liked my Kaweco sage green fountain pen. I like the extra fine, okay, because then I can write tinily in these tiny little boxes. So this is the honey limited edition in the gold with the gold embellishment. So I had the silver in the other one, and so that goes beautifully with that little bits of the little cap at the top. And so I like extra fine. And look at the nib, it's very tiny. Of course, if you write a little bit bigger, sometimes the tiny writing may not look. Again, it's that balance. It's about how things look aesthetically. Now this side I'm going to use out for my workout, because I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying working out, work out. Because see, like I'm my brain is still in the thinking that workout is those 1 hour workouts, 1 hour, an hour and a half, where back in the day when this will show my age, when the VHS, the VHS tape. Let me have a look here. 1, 2, 3, 3, and then 3 space. 1, 2, 3. Think, right? So 1, 2, 3. Let me just do this, or else I'm going to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm just leaving 3 spaces to write out what workout I want to do. 1, 2, 3. And then the highlighted area is the day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. One more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to let that dry before I write on it. So this is showing my age. Is Mum and I, so I would have been 15, 16, maybe old, 17, 18. So Jazzercise, right? I followed Jazzercise. We followed Denise Austin. Denise Austin is still, her and her daughter still have the YouTube channel. What color here? Let's do the green here. Okay, so this is my other habits and routine. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then 2, 1, 2. Okay, I'm just alternating the colors. 1, 2, and 1, 2. I'll show you in a sec what I'm doing. 1, 2. I just want to make sure I'm counting correct. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Yay. Okay, so I'll find a sticker for this one to cover it because this is May. Okay, so I'll find myself, let me see if I can find one now. So I don't have, like, I guess maybe compared to others, maybe compared to some, I have lots, but compared to others, I may not have lots. So Carpe Diem was a really good sticker pad because it fitted, the width of the stickers fitted beautifully on my A5 printables. And so let me see if I can find something I can put in that corner that has some maybe sentiments. No, nothing there. Let's have a look. If I can't find any on camera, I'll find something. So yeah, so again, stickers, you're your friends. So busy. Look at that. I love when there's a sticker pad and it's already, you know, you've used them all up. I don't think I can have one that's the right width that I am looking for. That's okay. I'll find something. I'll find something to cover that just like I did here. Okay, so on this, first of all, this left-hand side, I will put the other habits and routines that I have for myself. Mainly this is my morning routine. Okay, so I won't do it now because I think that's still wet. So here, water and stretch. So drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning and stretching, right? The importance of doing your stretches. And these are just, you know, roll your neck, make big arm circles, you know, reach to the side, is because you've been in bed. Actually, while I'm talking, I'll do it. You've been in bed for like however long, 6 to 8 hours. Right, you're all tensed up. You've been, you know, you've been sleeping in a little ball. Water, stretch, okay. And if you're all tensed up, right, so you've been sleeping like this, especially those of you going into your cooler and colder season, you've been sleeping like this, so your shoulders are all hunched up, oh, nice and cozy in bed, right? You wake up and your shoulders are, you know, touching your ears. The brain actually reads that, okay? So here's all the different things that are lovely. Push-ups, 11 push-ups, squats. Our brain reads your tension, holding tension in your shoulders and your neck and wherever else, right? It reads that as you're ready. The amygdala part of your brain, the fight, flight, or freeze, your brain reads that as, why are we all tensed up? Do we need to run from danger? Do we need to fight something? Or do we need to freeze so then the saber-toothed tiger doesn't get us? Because our brain is still in its prehistoric mode, okay? So our amygdala, the part of the brain that kicks in for survival mode, will read your tension as you getting ready to fight, flight, or freeze. So if you sit at your desk and you're working and you're hunched up like this, get up every 20 minutes, stretch, you know, make all the creaky noise of your neck. Oh, that's good, right? And then roll your shoulders, especially if you're in the computer typing and your mouse hand, you know, you might get RSI, repetitive stress injury, from your, you know, using your mouse all the time. So the brain will read your tension even if there is no threat, even if you're relaxed. You know, even if you're doing something like this and you're like hunched up and just go, oh, Your brain's going, and then if you suddenly go, why am I feeling anxious? Why am I feeling like I'm feeling low? One of the first things is, first of all, have you drank your water? Are you hydrated? Because if you're not hydrated, your brain is frying up, right? And so it's not functioning well, not functioning properly. Okay, so these things. Now I know all these things because I read up about it Monday, Tuesday for my son. So for those of you new to my channel, I have two boys, 18 and a 16-year-old. My youngest son is on the autism spectrum. Now I don't normally always like to say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my son is on the autism spectrum, because when he was first diagnosed, Thursday, Friday, when he was 4.5, one of the things that we said as a family, well, my husband and I said, we are not going to be defined by the special needs of our child, because, Zach, the younger one, is not the only one in this family. We also have me, my husband, and my older son. And, we want to ensure that, of course, with all the hard challenges that one goes through, for those of you who are carers of anybody with special needs, it's a tough thing, right? And you want to do the best you can to ensure that they are being looked after. But then there's also other people in the family that needs to be looked after. And so when I had to homeschool my son in 2019, I wanted to help myself be able to help him, to be able to help myself, my husband, and, manage all these things that we are all going through. And so when I read up different things like habit tracking and why habits work and all that stuff, and, it tells you all the different things of how your brain works, how our brain functions. Okay, I'm now going to use, this was gifted to me by Pentel Australia. This is their matte hop gel pencil, sort of like this vibrant color. You can see here in the very bright pink. Where is that one? Where's the bright pink? Okay, so that one. Come on. All right. So the beauty of these gel pens is they go on vibrantly, both on white and dark colored background. So of course when it, let me zoom in so you can see in real time when it dries. Hey Sabrina, hey everyone. I didn't think there was going to be a live today. Yes, there's a live today. I did show up late. My alarm went off at 5 o'clock when I'm supposed to press live. So I got myself together in 10 minutes. So I was very proud of that. Quickly turned on the cameras, the lights, set up my desk and everything else. I'm still in the same clothes I was yesterday. I went out for a little bit of drinky poos with some new parents. And so it gave me the wine headache. And I thought I had set, what are we now, December. Yep, December. I thought I had set my alarm to go off at 3 o'clock. But alas, I didn't enable it. Okay, so I'm just going to put December, DEC. Remember, because I covered the old dates that was on here, and then December 1st to the 7th. Okay, and then when that dries, so at the moment you can see it's still inky. When that dries, it's going to dry vibrantly, just like this pink one. I love the previous page. Yes, so that is, yeah, you can go, and the good thing is as well, you get to play around with all the different markers that that you have bought along the way, and then you finally get to use them. So there we go. Look at that. See, I used the, I think this color is this color. So this is the Zebra Mild Liner. Okay, and then that's what I used for that one. Okay, so this one, I have to glue that down because remember, I bought the Hobonichi Cousin for 2026, but the weekly spread of that doesn't start until 29th of December. So I've got 4 weeks to go and use that. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do the what am I looking for? What am I looking for? Here. This is my pocket Filofax organizer in the original, in the color Midnight. And this is where I house all my other square lime designs, digital stickers that I printed and cut. So this is all customized, or the size for my Hobonichi weeks. But that's not where it belongs. Where is it? Okay. And square lime design again is, she's on Etsy. At the moment, she only has the digital stickers. So if you have a printer, cutting machine. So I have, these are all the weather in tiny little icons. So I made it small enough so that it can fit here and also on my daily page. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to look at my watch that is actually not charged because I slept in my clothes last night. Oh, that reminds me of my 20s and 30s when you know, you used to go and go out. I wasn't partying. It was only a couple of glasses of wine, but I don't drink wine. I normally drink Bacardi, which is white rum. Yeah. So today is cloudy. So all right. So why would we need to put the weather for our planners? So the reason for this is, especially if you work outside of the home and you got to go out there and you know, be ready. I remember I got this this advice is who talked about it? Elena, let me know if you follow Elena, who is the Organized Money here on Instagram, as here on YouTube, as well as on Instagram. I'm just saying Wednesday, Thursday. So sunny. So she was talking about the reason she sort of started got her channel going is, you know, she wanted to be mindful about her money and how the weather actually can affect your whole day. Because let's say you work outside of the home and you didn't know it was going to rain, so you don't bring an umbrella. So her story was she went to work, she was running late already, and she didn't go and pack a lunch, and then it was raining, and then she had to buy herself an umbrella. And then, so instead of, you know, being mindful about, you know, with money, not being prepared for the rain made her spend money because she had to buy an umbrella. She didn't go and, you know, she had to buy out lunch. So these are the same things, you know, how when I do my mood logging, right? Oh, it's raining on Sunday. When I do my mood loggings, if you know, now this may not be the right weather this week, but if you have an inkling, or you anticipate what might happen, you are going to be prepared. So having for us as well. So well, my older son now, he's no longer going to school because he's finished up high school. But when he was going to school, me knowing the weather can help me prepare him. Bring an umbrella, or if it's going to be cold, bring a jumper or your jacket, and then that will make sure that, you know, your whole day doesn't get affected by, you know, not being wet all day or not having socks. So I know, like, as well, if it's raining, I would tell him, make sure there's a clean pair of socks in your bag at all times. So then when you do have to step into puddles, that you're not going to have your whole day with wet socks. You know how when you have wet socks, or you have that tiny little pebble in your shoe, that affects you, right? The tiniest little thing. Or even like the seam of socks, you know, the inner seams. And then it's the corners where they overlock it, there might be that tight, it might be a little bit hard at that. Those sort of things can affect your day. So I tell that story is because by knowing what the weather may be like for the week and the temperature as well, you are going to be more prepared than not to bring the necessary things that you need to ensure that, you know, at least if it's going to rain, you have your umbrella in your car or in your bag. 16 to 30 degrees. Oh, it's going to be hot days here in Sydney. Oh, Friday 19. These are 35 degrees Celsius. We go by Celsius. 23 to 34 degrees, and Sunday raining 16 to 26. Okay, so I like to have the day, the weather at the top, and then here this section is where I'm going to put my known events, my top 3 priorities. So then when I am now looking at my week, okay, so I will use my Hobonichi weeks to not only as my focus area for the habits and routines. I want to get myself balanced, my workouts, my skipping, my morning routine habits, the tasks that I need to do for the rest of the week. And here, all I'm going to do is have a look at my, let's have a look. Where are we? I have a look at my calendar. I think the Hobonichi 2026 already has a December. Okay. Oh, don't you just love a new planner? It's just like, you know, just have to wait a little bit more until 4 more weeks. Okay, so I haven't done all of my December. So what I would do here is I would look at this week, what's in it, well, you know, what's coming up for the week, and then I would write that here, so then it's top of mind. So then again, it's that anticipation and preparation. Let's quickly have a look. This is why my 5-minute makeup routines are so popular, because we've all been there and could use the tips for sure. Exactly. Erica, what is your channel? Because YouTube is playing up with the everyone's handle name. Let me know what your channel is. When I'm late to something, I think I know now what to throw in my purse. Take a deep breath and then head out. Yes, have some. I love that. Yes, organized money. Elena, she's wonderful. There is also something beautiful about walking in the rain. Oh, Tracy, I love the rain. I love the rain, right? For me, the rain, because my birthday next month, January 3rd, traditionally, both in the Philippines and I think more so here, well, because that's more my formative years from when I was 10, it would rain, right? So your summer, so January is the middle of summer here in Australia. It would normally always be raining on my birthday, but I love the rain. I welcome rain because it brings back memories. Back in the Philippines, when it rains, all the children come out and play in the rain, because you know it's a tropical season, tropical country. When it rains, it's not cold, and all the kids would just be dancing in the rain. So I have fond memories of rain. And I think it was also maybe a little bit raining when the beginning of the day for my wedding day. And they say rain also brings, you know, newness, right? Something, or washes away, or just rain for me has always been of positive symbolism, because it brings back those nostalgic moments of children in the street just coming outside and raining, whether back then, because not that we were poor or you know, but rain is a great opportunity for the kids to get washed, to get clean. Yeah, go out in the rain, children. Go and clean up, you know, you stinky kids. The rain brings me back to my childhood, back home in Grenada. Yeah, right. I love it. It's just, I can picture it, all the little kids and the young kids just dancing in the rain, and then like you know, whatever house or building we're next to, and the gutter, you know, would spout out the rain, and then you're just having a little shower in the rain. So yeah, mine is Saturday the 6th of December. It's your birthday in December? Really? Wow! Happy birthday! Just because Saturday the 6th. Let's have a look. What can we do for my darling Ronnie cat? Woo happy birthday for Saturday. I'm trying not to sing any copyright songs so I don't get taken down. Praying I don't be sick for my birthdays this year. Yes, fingers crossed for everyone, for Ronnie Cat. Make sure not sick for her birthday. There's nothing like the sound of rain as well. Oh, so relaxing when you are home. Well, don't they use the rain, you know, as the white noise? I love what on my Headspace app, I love using the rain noise, and just like that, the sound on the roof. Again, it probably brings me back to my childhood. So let us recap, everybody. This started out as this plain column. I have to go and glue that down. Okay, so remember, I have hacked, right? I have hacked my Hobonichi cousin, pulled out old pages from an unused planner of mine from 2024, because the new one doesn't start until the 29th of December. So what I did, I just ripped it out up very gently, pulled it out of its sewn bound book. I got all my weekly pages as well as all my daily pages, because again, let's see, this is where I glued it together. I'll make sure I washi tape that. I grabbed also my daily pages, because the daily pages doesn't start until 1st of January. Okay, so for me, the way I'm going to use my Hobonichi Cousins daily pages is I'm going to use it for my journaling, right? Whether worries, wins, gratitudes, you know, memory keeping. Again, as you can see, I don't have to fill out the whole page, because I can create those little frames and color it in, and it doesn't look empty, right? And sometimes I use the pages, you know, to write down notes. Okay, so look, and there's that notebook setting. And then look, I bought a new mason jar bottled water, and I drew it. Maybe also start doing some drawings, you know, have journaling, a little bit more thoughts. So I've been having, you know, a lot of anxious moments. And so getting things out of my head and down on paper is one of the things that's helping me sort out my thought, because our brain is not meant to store things, nor is it meant to go and store worries, self-doubt, limiting belief. So that is how I'm going to be using the daily pages, because I think it's too, when I tried this in 2024 as a daily page for my to-dos, routines, appointments, it was just too big. Okay, I'm going to use the Hobonichi original as my daily page. And again, look, right? So this is me hacking my old planner. And instead of sitting there empty, I've used it to prepare myself. And I'll also get to know what you know, so I'm not as fond of this page as much, but then I'll get to know, all right, I won't do that style again. Okay, and then putting post-it notes. And so I'm going to use my original as my daily page, my daily in the Hobonichi Cousin as my journaling page, just thoughts, good thoughts, any thoughts, memory keeping. And then a great way to use up all my different fountain pen that I bought all those time, and different colored. And so it does not have to be cohesive. I like that it's not cohesive. And look, I didn't fill in that page. So highlight every second line. There's that little turned up page that we said. Use my stamps as well. Doesn't that still look good, even though it's a big space of unused space? And then later, if I want to use that, I'm going, oh, I need to write something down. Where can I write it? I've got that page to go back and, you know, just put the date and the time. So it doesn't always have to be in chronological order either. Okay, so that's how I'm going to use. You already saw for my Hobonichi weeks, the way I'm using it. I'm not using it for tasks or to-dos. It is essentially just my mood logging. I am aware that I can go from 0 to 100 with my emotions, and this is a great way that I have found that I give myself every opportunity, every chance that I can to figure out, respond rather than react on how I can make myself feel better. Now, do I do this, all the stuff that I said I would like to do to make myself feel better? Do I do them? No, I don't do them all the time, but I am aware, I am mindful, I have top of mind that, Marianne, you're feeling crappy this morning. What is it that you can do to make yourself feel better? Okay, maybe not put too much pressure on myself to try and do 20 things, and maybe I'll just do one thing. Okay, so this is how I'm going to use my Hobonichi weeks as well. And so we are in the new week. So this was the inspiration for this week's weekly spread. Okay, just really, I didn't want to use the red and green because it would have been too bright. So this, for the moment, for me, just looking at it now, it doesn't look as cohesive because I have rainbow watercolor, I have red here, and then the light pink and light green. It doesn't matter, right? Because the first goal that I was able to achieve when I set this up is give myself the self-care and the break that I needed to do something I enjoy. So if you are embellishing, you go, oh, it doesn't look nice. Guess what you did? You reached the goal. You achieved the outcome that embellishing your planner pages is intended to do. First of all, you set yourself up more for success than not for the week by getting your page ready. But more importantly is you gave yourself the break. If you hang out with people like us, you also have company. So that hits your social well-being goal for the day. All right, so really important. Let's yay. Your happy birthday. You're most welcome, Ronnie Cat. We'll be thinking of you on Saturday. Well, will be my Sunday, but your Saturday, and wishing you a very happy early birthday, just like Tracy has said here. Thanks. I love it. Look at this wonderful community of ours. Happy early birthday, Sagittarius. Ronnie Cat, thank you. Happy early birthday. Kokoro says, oh, I am hoping that you are feeling all the birthday love, Ronnie Cat, because you have been such a wonderful part of our Plannerettes, our live chat and community here. So, all right. So let me know if you have any questions, and I appreciate you all being patient with me, running late, but it wasn't that late, 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to have a shower now. And get outside, get out of my old clothes from the night before, even my cute little guava t-shirt. And I was thinking I might do next live, I might do some, some Christmas embellishment. So maybe swap out my washi tape for a Christmas washi tape. So fill up the chat right now. And of course, my lovely replay team, if you are watching this on the replay, make sure that you are saying hello as well. And if you haven't yet liked, make sure you click that thumbs up button, because it does help my channel a lot. It tells the YouTube algorithm that, hey, there are lots of people liking this video. We might show it to others who may feel the same way. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do, because I think the last 90 days, about 59% of you that have seen any of my content, shorts, community posts, or my live stream or YouTube are not yet subscribed. What? Come on, hang out with us and help me, feel good with that subscription numbers. I love it. And of course, if you also want to look at the printable, if you don't have a Hobonichi Cousin, but you still want to be able to do the setups like I have, and you have an A5 planner or a Happy Planner Classic, or even a letter that you want to, hole punch or glue into your notebook, there is the A5 Weekly that you can do exactly the same. Because I was thinking of you, because I didn't think I was going to pop into a Hobonichi planners for the new year, but I did. But alas, I have spent more money, but you can also do exactly the same thing as well. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful new month. December is here upon us. Make sure you, on top of that list, you are putting yourself right there, okay? You're not the bottom of the list. First of all, make sure you make it on the list, but make sure you are one of the top priorities, if not the top. You need to look after yourself to be able to help look after others, and also be able to enjoy the merry little season that is coming upon us. I'm looking forward to showing up throughout the week, not just on Monday. So there'll be times where I might just show up live for no reason because I want to. And so that's why it's important to hit that subscribe and notification button. All right. So I appreciate you all. Let's have a good evening, good night, good whatever. And I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.